Is it taboo or delicacy? Let's find out. It's Guyanese style chicken foot soup. Some people go make squingy face when they see this cooking, but today I'm going to show you a delicious way to prepare this foot and turn it into a nice soup. You know how it is. And of course, we're using nice vegetables, herbs from the garden, nice and fresh. Some of these I plant myself, like the CALLALOO, or some people know the spinach. And this is easy to regrow, as you can see. I take the leaves off and just replant it. And that will gives me all new fresh CALLALOO or poi bhaji. And I love my pimento peppers. This is a nice flavoring pepper. So preparing the chicken, you got to get rid of all these little toes and nails. Or if you want to eat it, go right ahead, but wouldn't recommend it. So you want to wash the foot out clean. You can use a lemon, lime, a little bit of vinegar. I'm going to rinse this off and I'm going to put it in the pot on the stove for about 15 minutes. It's going to boil for a while and it's going to get rid of the impurities in chicken foot. Some rank smell that they usually have. And that is usually what turns people off when you're eating chicken foot. You'll see what I'm talking about. Just set the stove on and let it come up. 15-20 minutes and I'm going to strain and wash this out. And if you notice in the top of the pot there's all these little white foam that's there. This is what gives the pot a bad smell. Take this out and you're good. Of course, we use a nice provision, sweet potato, some yam, I got some eddoes, cassava, green plantain, ripe plantain, some pumpkins, OCHRO, or fresh CALLALOO I just picked, carrots, and lots of nice fresh greens. So here it is. The foot is all clean. I put all the seasoning right there because that's going to be the first thing going into the pot with the onion and garlic. I cut up my provisions. So I cut the green plantains thinner than the ripe plantains. And we're going to use some barley in our soup and some other vegetables, you'll see. So I get the onion and garlic going. Let us saute for a while. Soup is something cooked low and slow, so these will all melt out. I'm going to put in the foot with the scallions. I put 1 cube. I got some pepper and the whole thyme. Toss this up real nice. So if you notice, I always throw my thyme whole just like that, most of my dishes. I'll show you why. It's easy to get rid of the stem. You're not wasting a lot of the flavor. Just leave it in the pot. Cover this and let it simmer for a little while. There we go. Now the pot is not smelling rank because we already took care of that part, which is when I pre-cooked that foot for about 50 minutes. So I said we're putting barley in our soup. So I had this washed, and it's about a cup, I think, or a half cup. It's half cup barley. Add a provision. Now add your salt to taste. I'm using a pack of Maggie soup in this pot, so I want to be very careful with the salt there. This has a lot of salt in it, so we just got to be careful. Just add the water. Sometimes, you want it thinner, you can add more water. You want it a thick soup because the barley will thicken up the soup. So this soup will not take long because we're using chicken foot. So I'm putting in most of the veggies. Now the pumpkin, the pimento peppers. Now the OCHRO and CALLALOO goes at the end, so I'm not in a rush to put this in. Then we're going to cover this down and let it cook for a while. While that is cooking, I'm going to make some dumplings to put in our soup. It's a basic dumpling, some flour, some baking powder, and a pinch of salt, and some water. In Guyana, we add baking powder to our dumpling, but like in Trinidad, my wife is Trinidadian, so they don't put baking powder in their dumpling. So I just put a little bit. I'm in the middle of both. I'm going to mix this up and then leave it aside till I'm ready to add to the pot. Just with the OCHRO and the CALLALOO, or the poi bhaji as we call it. Pot is bubbling. Want you guys to, someone should drop me a comment on our soup, when you like to eat it. Some use it like a booster. Some want to use it when they get drunk and steal booze. Some of you like it on Sunday, Drop me a comment, let me know. Alright. Soup look like it's almost getting to the ending point now. Should taste this for salt just to make sure we're at the right stage. And if needed, you add some more. Might need a little bit more. So I'm going to get ready to add the dumpling and the other stuff now. You can roll out your dumpling anyhow you like it. This is just convenient for my kids. This is how they like it. For years, eating it like this. This is going to swell up to about double the size in the pot. So usually when adding dumpling, you want to make sure you don't add it all at one time. I'm just going to rest the spinach on top. I'm going to put the okra to one side because my kids doesn't like too much okra sliming up the pot, but I love it. So we're just going to take out our okra when I go to eat. That's it. Soup is done. Time to get a bowl and start lashing. I'm going to try to get a little bit of everything. That's how I like to eat soup. Some okra, some foot, some plantain. See a piece of cassava or something too. There we go. This foot is make this soup get nice and gluey. Wow, look at that. Time to go sit and eat, guys. That's it. I do hope you find this video very interesting today. If you do, please remember to hit that subscribe button. Drop me a comment. Don't forget to like the video too. And as always, thanks for watching. And here are a few more videos.